Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Disillusion Plays The Great Ace Attorney Escapades.
Yeah. Where we play the games and do the voices.
Yeah, that's the one. Oh my god!
That's it. It's because we've spent...
I've slept since the last episode.
What? 59 episodes
I know!
doing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. And now, for like 4 videos, we say Escapades, and we're just like, the Great Ace Attorney thing.
It's broken me. It's broken me. But yes, as Pete said, we play the games and we do the voices.
Yeah.
Before we jump on in, I'm Sarah.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Taylor.
Yeah.
And if you do like what we do, just a little reminder, I mean, you guys know the drill anyway, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and get that bell and ring-a-ding-a-ling.
Yeah, and feel free to drop a comment down below if you find anything amusing, want to say hi, whatever.
Whatever.
And so, without further ado, a chilling escapade. Sorry, episode 7 on Briar Road. A chilling escapade about a shilling's escape from the clutches of, oh God, Roly.
I was waiting for you to see that, yeah.
Oh no.
See, who'd only just found it on the street. Gina, the pickpocket, is the obvious suspect, but Ryunosuke, Sholmes, and Iris happen to be passing, and the plot quickly thickens.
I mean, what could go wrong when Herlock gets involved?
That's it. I mean, he just has to be in the area, and you know something ridiculous is going to go down. 30th of April, 12:20 p.m., Briar Road.
Oh, here they are. Oh, abuse already. Off the bat.
Sir, Constable Roly Beate, reporting for duty. Thanks to the good officers of Lord Van Zeeks, I'm back on my beat here in the capital, doing my best for the good citizens of London. Sir!
And I still haven't had a good sleep.
Oh, my Roly! Back in his Bobby's uniform! You couldn't look any more handsome if you tried!
Yeah, can't have Miss Patricia. Oh, my love, you say the sweetest things. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Roly!
Oh, to us.
Mr. Naruhodo, do you need the bucket again?
Yes, please, Susato, desperately.
I freshened it up and everything.
Oh, to us, Lord Van Zeeks isn't the Reaper of the Bailey at all.
Oh, no! Of course not! He's... Oh, the patron saint of Bobby's!
Do you know, I have a sneaking suspicion that there is something forgotten to do. What was it? There was something about an incompetent person I was supposed to execute.
Oh, the patron saint?
No, not that one. It was Bobby, Roly, Poly, something.
Jam Roly Poly.
It will come to me later.
The patron saint? Oh, yes, Pat. You're so right, my darling. Keeping us in pocket he is.
He's done everything for us. I don't know who you are.
Pray,
me,
forgive
it was
the
a
discourtesy,
Tuesday.
but I don't recognize you.
For
Have we
me,
met?
It may have been the most important day of your lives, but
Nah.
for me, it was Tuesday. Oh,
You
my
must forgive me,
face.
for I see your faces are but a sea of faces that I behold within the common riffraff of the street. I'm sorry.
On my first day back on the job, what did I find in the gutter? A shilling, my love! A whole shilling!
Oh, Roly! I always believed in you! I always knew one day you'd find some big, small change!
With just that shilling, I could buy you a cheap bunch containing a single flower, my sugar.
A single flower? Oh, how romantic!
Mr. Zato, I would say that the bar has been set near the floor.
I'm so sorry, Pat. Only moments ago, that shilling disappeared.
You what?
Oh,
Disappeared? But how, my love? How?
I think
How?
maybe. No, I'm sure.
Oh!
It was this girl here, sir. You swiped my precious shilling, didn't you? You cheeky little diver.
Well, I am doing a nice little finger trick with it, so yeah, maybe. Blimey! You took your time getting round to me, didn't you? I thought that lovey-dovey stuff weren't going to end.
Not to mention it takes you about half an hour to say a sentence.
Excuse me, Mr. Narrow Odo, can I borrow your bucket? So, a shilling, you say? Lifted from you, were it? Don't know nothing about it. Where's the evidence, eh?
Right there. The evidence is dancing around on the back of your hand, young lady. You stole it from me. You lifted it from my pocket just now. You've got a nerve. Stealing from a bobby.
Cobblers! This coin's mine! How could you know anyway?
I've got really
How
good
could you
eyesight.
know if it was... You what?
I've got really good eyesight.
They're half asleep most of the time. You only see things in half perspective.
It's like, yeah, exactly.
You don't even appear to have poo-poos in there, do you? How does the light even reach the back of your eyes?
So the thing you need to understand about me is that when I open my eyes, because I spend so much time with my eyes closed, they're extremely sensitive.
Oh, they've got a nice shade of
why
pink
did
as
you-
well.
Iris, where did you put the
I'm
cat
not-
flapper mat again?
I'm not
I have a
stoned.
feeling we're going to need it in a minute.
I didn't mean you were stoned. I mean, you're so loved up. Everything's pink and love hearts in your world.
My rose-tinted glasses.
If you would
but-
let me finish.
but I don't wear glasses.
How could you know if it was taken just now or not?
Oh, because I had it in my hand. Oh, dearie me. You don't get it, do you? We've hardly got a penny to our name. So that coin felt as heavy to me as a bar of gold.
Eh?
Flipping heavy coin, I'm telling you, the moment it left my pocket, I knew. I felt myself a good few pounds lighter.
That ain't that.
Well, no, it's not a pound lighter, is it? It's a shilling lighter, not pound.
Oh!
Although, I don't know. With the current decline of the pound, who can say, really?
Oh, we've got quite the comedian over here, haven't we, Pat?
Oh, yes, Roly. Very amusing.
He wants to watch himself, or I might have to find some kind of excuse to have him do some time.
Well,
Oh
if you
dear.
reckon that shilling's as heavy as a bar of gold, what's to say it's not dropped out of your pockets? Your head's got enough holes in it. What about your own pockets? They probably have it all.
That's very rude. Yup, that coin has got my blood, sweat, and tears all over it.
Oh, Jesus Christ, he's going to give me the Black Plague.
Even though I just found it only a moment ago. Oh, did she pinch it?
What's the matter with you, eh, Mr. Narrodo?
Huh? Me? Sorry?
When a lady's in trouble, a true gent's supposed to be there to help. Straight away, not an hour later.
This isn't my fault. I haven't stolen anything.
And what about you, eh? Sholmes?
Oh, no.
I thought you were supposed to be a great detective.
Dear me, Miss Lestrade. Why did it have the question marks?
Yeah, so we know who it is. She just said his name.
You took your time getting around to me, didn't you? I thought that long dispute was never going to end.
You only said give us a minute when we spotted you over the road and said hello. And that was 10 minutes ago, Ginny. We've just been standing here listening to you quarrel with this Bobby.
Did you beg your pardon, madam? We shouldn't be troubling the public with police business.
But that shilling belongs to us, doesn't it, Roly?
Of course it does, my love. It's just for you and me, my darling.
This was just supposed to be a nice stroll with Iris and Mr. Sholmes before afternoon tea. Why did we have to run into another fiasco on Briar Road?
Why is it always me? Why is it always me?
It's as if I have a grim spectre hanging over me that just happens to drag me into unfortunate circumstances by the lapel!
Yeah.
I don't really see how it could be of any help, Gina. There's no way of knowing who the coin really belongs to if it was just dropped in the gutter.
I wouldn't be so sure of that, Bruno.
Oh, she's going to use the
Oh, dear.
coin identificator.
What?
Ah!
I have a feeling I might know the answer to the question of whose coin that is.
Oh, if it's got his blood, sweat, and tears on it, is she going to use the blood colour?
Oh, yeah, the blood sample. Oh,
Yeah.
God, here we go.
Ah, my bright young fellow lodger. Let us hear your deduction. We're going to have like a logic and reasoning spectacular.
Yes.
Well, there's actually a reason why I suggested a stroll down Briar Road.
Oh? What reason?
You see, I was here yesterday and, well, I dropped a little something. So I wanted to come and look for it while enjoying an afternoon stroll.
Wait, you dropped something? You don't mean...
It was the pocket money that Hurley gave me.
A shilling.
Oh, shit.
Thanks.
Oh,
Generous.
how generous. It probably was a lot back in them. I don't know.
What's this, Iris? You dropped that, did you?
I'm sorry.
Oh, don't give me those eyes.
I went to
can't
the
take
market.
it.
So here's what I don't get though, right? She has a best-selling, critically acclaimed novel series that she makes sufficient money from to pay royalties to Gregson. So is Sholmes just oh yes, and this is my fee for my appearance in your novels, and he just takes all of the
it.
coins, and then he's just and here is your share, and he just gives her the one.
Well, presumably Iris has to give most of her share to Gregson as well.
No, I'm just envisioning the scene in Baby Driver now where he's like, I don't like taking candy from a baby. And he just dumps the entire load and just gives him a wad, just a single wad of cash. This
He
is
was just
yours, this is mine.
And here you are, Iris. It's 1 pence.
1 pence. This is a halfpenny.
Halfpenny. Oh,
There's
yes.
the matter of my appearance fee, and the licensing fee, and the ingenuity fee, and the fee for you being a silly child fee.
And
Not
the
to
big
me-
brain
Not to
fee.
mention, this didn't happen anything like how I remember it at all. So I'm going to have to charge you for the rewriting.
Right, for the creative license fee.
Indeed.
This is your board.
Anyway.
I went to the market on Lime Street yesterday to pick up some herbs, you see. But on the way, I must have dropped it. The 1 shilling coin you gave me.
Oh.
A 1 bob bit?
No, she said a shilling, dear.
I think that's what they refer to.
How
I
many
know.
different words are there for a coin? I have to know.
A lot.
Apparently.
Threep'ny bit, bob.
Threep'ny bit.
Threep'ny bit. Yeah.
Jesus.
Threep'ny bit, a bob. Bob or two. A crown, a farthing, a halfpenny.
Yeah, they're all
2
different.
penny.
They're different ones, though.
Oh, I know. But there's also sixpence.
But yeah, we're referring to a shilling, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just saying there's
So a bob is a
lot
shilling.
of names.
Yeah.
Are shillings even still around in
No.
common parlance today? Okay, I
No.
didn't think so.
No, Taylor, they're not.
Taylor, I know we're behind
For
on the
God's
advanced
sake.
USA, but we're not that prehistoric.
Are they still around?
I don't know.
Next thing you're gonna say, are we all riding around penny farthings
In
still?
fact, actually, you're the...
You're not?
Oh, I
Wait,
just
you
slammed
don't?
my tea down in disapproval. You're the one still using the old imperial measurement system.
You mean the American measuring system? You mean the correct way?
Oh dear. Anyway.
Yes, and when I thought back over the route I took...
Sorry, hang on, my voice has gone. bleh.
Yes, and when I thought back over the route I took, I realised I must have dropped it here. Can't Constable, you haven't seen it, have you?
Ah,
It's all my pocket money.
ah,
And now it's gone.
oh no. Oh, Pat.
Oh, I'm in
Whatever
trouble,
are we
Pat.
gonna do? Well, I'm afraid I don't know anything about that, young lady.
What rotten luck dropping your money like that? Sorry.
I dare say the constable and his companion could give you a run for your money with their wide eyes.
If it's all the same to you, Mr. Sholmes, I think I'd prefer not to be used as the yardstick for looking guilty.
Well, it's tough, really, ain't it, Iris? You dropped it, so it ain't yours no more. No more. Anyway, you know what they say. What goes round comes around. Don't feel bad.
Bad luck, Iris. It doesn't look like you're going to get your coin back. Oh, no.
I can't believe I've lost it. And straight after Hurley gave it to me as well.
Oh, God, Sarah, stop. Stop it, no!
So sad.
I feel so bad.
That's the idea.
I know.
Please feel sorry for me.
It works. It's working.
Yes, regrettable indeed. I seem to recall that particular coin was rather significant, I might say. Oh, goodness. Very important indeed. In fact, I honestly can't believe that you might have misplaced it. Ah.
What do you mean, significant?
To be specific, it was especially significant to you, Runo.
Uh-oh.
What?
Oh, was it McGilded's coin? No, was that a shilling or was it something? No, that was a guinea, wasn't it?
No, he gave us guineas, I think.
Yeah, it
Or
was
he
a
gave us
guinea,
a
yeah.
guinea.
Guinea.
Significant to me? Ah, you don't mean... It was the coin from last night's wager?
The very same, my dear fellow.
What's this then? What wager?
It was a game of poker. A duel between Hurley and Runo.
Poker? What, that tricky card game, you mean?
As a lawyer, I have the perfect poker face. You'll never be able to tell what I'm thinking, said he.
Yes, Ryunosuke. There are many things that can be said about you, but surely you never ever crack or look nervous under pressure. That is
Yeah,
definitely a thing.
The darting eyes one appeared.
Yeah. But depriving Mr. Naruhodo of his entire fortune was even easier than finding that missing thoroughbred.
It was so infuriating reliving it. Oh, it was so infuriating reliving it now still makes me grit my teeth. Sorry, Iris. I had every intention of paying you back the money I owe you, but you'll have to wait, I'm afraid.
Yes, I know. Don't worry. Next month it's fine.
Let me guess, Odo. Your old fortune?
It was 1 whole shilling. My entirely... Arise. My entire monthly stipend. And I lost all of it!
Oh dear.
As I handed it over to Mr. Sholmes, I gritted my teeth so hard my gums started to... Jesus.
Ouch.
Howie.
Please, Runo, don't exaggerate. That's a horrible image.
What about a lawyer? What about a lawyer who borrows money from a 10-year-old girl? Now that's a horrible image. Oh, it kind of was Gina for
I
a
guess
minute
that was
there.
Gina.
Sorry,
I was going to say.
wrong voice.
Why do I feel like my reputation with this couple has just fallen through the floor?
I mean, it was.
There are few things more invigorating than taking a man for all he's worth.
Oh, that's nice. Just ruin everybody.
What's that? Oh, you're going to use your money to feed your starving children. It would be a real shame if I were to take all of it. Yoink.
Oh, you're poor, so poor. Oh, it's hilarious.
Or it's like, Mr. Sholmes, please, I've lost all my money. I can't find it. It's been stolen from me. I'll need you to find it for me. He successfully locates where the cash has been taken, and he returns it all. He's like, oh, yes, and there's the matter of my fee. This should about cover it. He just takes the entire lump and puts it in his pocket. It sucks to be you. Daddy, I'm hungry.
But if you wanted a subpar detective, perhaps you should have spoken to that Mr. Gregson or whatever.
Oi!
Oi!
What do you mean?
Don't be so pleased with yourself, Hurley. It's not as if Bruno ever had a chance of winning.
The gaze of judgment.
Oh, did he cheat?
What? What do you mean by that?
Did he cheat?
Well, either he cheated or she's about to remark on how Bruno has always got a terrible poker
maybe.
face.
Well, using that special ink I developed, anyone could...
Thank you, Iris. That will do. I'm sure this conversation is proving very dull for everyone. What's done is done. The game is over now. There's no point crying over spilled milk. Special ink, you say? Well, sir, that sounds like the sort of risky business that's right up my alley.
Oh, Roly, I love your dauntless spirit. You laugh in the face of danger.
I mean, not that I realise that I'm looking in the face of danger, but I do laugh a fair amount at just anything, really. So.
Roly, don't ruin it.
Okay,
Don't ruin it.
Oh, sorry, Pat. Sorry, darling. My mistake.
Come on then, Iris, spill it. What's this special ink about, eh?
Ah, well, it's what's sometimes called invisible ink. All you have to do is write the suit and number on the reverse side of every card. And with the aid of some special glasses, the whole game is laid bare to you.
Oh, dear.
I feel as though you could have mentioned this in the process, Iris. Wait, you were wearing glasses last night, weren't you, Mr. Sholmes?
No, I don't think so.
His goggles.
You said something along the lines of, my eyesight appears to have suddenly worsened.
And the moment you failed to question that as odd was the moment I knew I had won the game.
Mind games, was it? Trying to throw me off with your eccentric ways?
So you're telling me Sholmes could see every card what Odo had?
What? But that's not mind games. That's blatant cheating.
My dear fellow, what an accusation. Would you
That sounds like slander.
Would you honestly consider me a cheat? Please. I prefer trickster.
That's no better.
You never saw it
Whatever
coming. That was what I was referencing, yes.
Whatever you call it, the game doesn't count now. Understand, Mr. Sholmes?
Dear me. Well, out of respect for the bad grace with which you take defeat, allow me to return your shilling.
And allow me to take it off you now that you've just got it back.
And then I'll take it from you. And there we are, Pat, rather.
Did you hear that, Gina? So give it here.
Eh?
No trust.
Leave me out of this. This here one bob bit was mine from the start. No question.
No, sir. That there one bob bit was lifted from this here Bobby's pocket only a few minutes ago.
Oh, it's the strangest thing. I feel as though I dropped a shilling somewhere. I was on my way to get some chips, and now I can't find it. Oi! Oi there! Got a snipe! Give me back my shilling!
Hey, my pocket feels a little bit lighter.
No, my whole body feels a little bit lighter because I'm supposed to be dead. I'm supposed to be dead. Why the hell am I back on the street?
I suppose at this point he's dead, yeah.
So you kids...
I've been dead for a little bit now, yeah.
But I do feel quite light.
As a feather.
It's awfully warm down here, though. I was expecting heaven to be a little less hot.
Oh no, Satan, what are you
And
doing
there's
with
this
that
angry
pitchfork?
fella that goes around poking you with a stick. He's got like 3 prongs on it.
And you don't want to know where he's poking it. I have to keep sitting down rather quickly when he walks by.
I saw him eyeballing me with a pineapple the other day. Really got my back up.
Oh,
That's a reference to the South Park movie from a long
Oh, of
time
course,
ago.
yes.
I'm old.
I'm old. You could have said, well, you know, they say pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. It definitely doesn't belong there either.
Oh my god.
Do you know, in fairness, I have been encouraged to try pineapple on pizza the one time. And it's not horrible.
No,
it
it's
really
not.
isn't.
It's okay.
It's not.
I'm not a big. I mean,
Well,
I don't
It's
really
not my
like.
favorite combination, but it was nowhere near as like repugnant as the internet memes would have you believe.
Oh,
The thing
no.
about the internet memes is it's bullcrap because like pizza. There's Hawaiian pizzas have existed since I was a wee nipper,
A wee bairn.
a wee lad, right? So it's only in the last like year that everyone's just like lost their shit about it. Pardon my French. We'll need a gavel.
Ah, gavel,
I did
gavel.
So, we don't need like 10 gavels.
Oi! Oi, you over here saying not a language and you're taking the shilling I was using for lunch?
But and it's just, you know what I mean though? Like it's literally like in the last year or two that everyone's just completely like gone.
Crazy.
Bananas.
gone mad.
But it's existed
World's gone
since
mad.
like we were kids. So
Yeah.
it's like, what's everyone's problem? Shut up. If you don't like it, don't eat it. If you do like it, enjoy it. Sod up.
Text to Disillusion plays YouTube, no subscribers. So you keep saying, come on then, where's the evidence?
I'll tell you.
The law, right? It's all about evidence. I know my stuff. I've been in court enough times.
You see, Mr. Naruhodo, use a trite excuse in court, and others will parrot it.
Only whenever I do say that in court, it isn't as a arise.
You're not
It isn't
selling
as
your
a trite
case,
excuse.
Naruhodo.
You know? It isn't as a trite excuse, you know.
As I said, sir, that coin has got my blood, sweat, and tears all over it.
That's right, it has! Roly's blood, sweat, and tears, all the evidence! Blood, yeah?
Called it.
Blood, you say? In that case, it's time for this.
Do you think?
Well, if there's any trace of blood on that coin, we'll soon know about it. All right, Ginny, hold very still.
Madam, please don't shoot. I'm going to have to arrest you if you shoot her. Oh my goodness.
Hey, what?
No, put the firearm down. Oh my goodness, you've shot her. Flipping egg. Pat, someone call the police.
See there on the coin? It's clearly changed colour.
Someone call the police. It's been shot.
Roly, you
Yeah?
are the police.
Well, it's not on my beat, is it? It's like 2 meters over there, so we'll have to get someone
no,
else.
Roly, your beat ends on that cobblestone with the very specific crack on it and a little tiny moss on the right corner.
Oh, so it does. My mistake. I guess I'd better deal with it then. In other words, there is blood on this coin.
Uh-oh.
Once again, as I said, sir, that would be my blood, sweat, and tear.
Oh, wait! I've seen blood turn that colour before. Yes, I know whose it is. I know whose coin it is.
What? Thrice fired Mason.
Oh, God. Or the guilty.
Probably, yeah.
What? The rightful owner of this
Bloodstained.
Arise,
Oh, no.
arise.
Casimir, don't haunt me. Go away.
The rightful owner of this blood-stained shilling is Bruno.
Yeah.
What? Huh? Me?
And from the appearance of the blood, I would say it is quite fresh. left within the last 24 hours.
Within the last... Ah! Then, in that case...
Oh, he's on his period.
Darling, that's gross.
Ew!
Ew.
I'm sorry.
No, he's cut his finger. No, he's on his period. Really?
I thought it'd be funny.
Really?
I'm sorry.
Really?
I thought I was just doing a
That is
funny.
disgusting.
I was just doing a funny. I'm sorry. Please don't be mean.
It's okay. I'll let you off.
Thank you.
Just this once. Because I love you.
Great. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Roly. So, this is the coin.
Oh, good. There's going to be plenty of my vomit on the street for there to be a sample collected from in a minute.
Gross.
Oh, God. There's too many bodily fluids in this episode.
We've got a whole second escapade to do yet.
Halfway. I don't think we're going to get there.
We actually managed to make this one escapade last the entire hour.
Yeah.
So,
And no subscribers.
this
They've all
is
gone.
the coin.
Sorry.
Can I just say
Go-
me line? Please.
Go on then, Gina.
So, this coin...
We're waiting.
Shown out of Odo last night. You put me off now.
Oh my goodness.
So, this is the coin what shown out of Odo last night in the card game. Oh, Runo, do you mean it really did make your gums bleed?
I told you, I was so infuriated to lose, I had to grit my teeth as I handed over the money.
And I spit on it. Like I spat on it all.
Blimey, you're as hard as me by the sounds of it.
Hard up as me.
You're as hard up as me by the sound of it. But I thought you had a proper job.
Come on, Gina, just hand it over, would you? The shilling, that's rightfully mine.
I've spent it.
Yeah, just now. Ah, fine, all right then. Just stop your bleeding staring.
Your wide eyes are making me feel queasy.
I would like to cite the case of finders keepers versus losers weepers. I finally have it back. It's like a dream come
And
true.
it's got the freaking, like, you've won a case music going on in the background. Oh, Gina's not happy.
I nearly had that one in the bag and all. That's wonderful news, Runo. I'm so happy for you. Now then, as you promised, I'd like my money back, please. The shilling I lent you before. You did say that you'd pay it back out of this month's pocket money, didn't you?
Oh, yes. Well then, I suppose.
My dear fellow, do be kind to your gums. After all, you won't be able to afford to get any sort of dental treatment after this escapade. Oh, looks like that shilling was always destined to be taken from you, sir.
For some reason, the phrase serves you right is floating around in my head.
Now, Pat, that's not a very nice thing to say to a man who's just lost everything right in front of us.
Oh, shut up, Roly.
No, that's not very nice at all.
So, Iris, as promised, here is the shilling I owe you.
He'll be saying it through gritted teeth, won't he? He'll be like doing the thing again. Oh,
Oh, you're repaying me already? Well, thank you. Next month would have been fine, though.
No, don't mention it. It's fine.
What's this all about, anyway? What are you lending Odo money for?
To buy all that bric-a-brac and those shops, I bet.
Yeah.
that would be funny.
Ah, yes. Well, actually, it's because I went to the Lime Street market yesterday to buy herbs. For Runo.
Herbs? For Odo?
Yes, the tea Miss Suzette left behind is top-quality Gyokuro tea, but it's just so bitter. So when Iris suggested mixing it with some herbs to make it more palatable, I asked her to buy me some.
That's right. We've made a special Japanese herbal tea with the leftover
Gyokuro.
Sorry?
Gyokuro.
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 That's what Taylor just said, so I'm presuming.
Yeah, that's my guess. So I guess Kuro means black, so maybe it's some kind of black tea?
Maybe.
Sounds pretty yummy, though.
I'm going to call it Susie's Special Blend. I do hope you'll all try it.
It turns out it's actually just some, just some normal British English black
She's
tea.
actually invented chai tea. The excruciating bitterness clings to the throat.
We're talking about tea, not
persuade
coffee.
the bright green gloop to leave the cup. Oh, sorry.
It's tea, not coffee.
Damn, what have I been
The
drinking this whole
excruciating
time?
bitterness clings to the throat. If you can persuade the bright green gloop to leave the cup.
Why, it sounds quite delicious.
Yeah.
Have you never heard of honey? Try honey.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my goodness, it's still going. Well, it would appear this shilling's brief adventures are now at an end.
Adventures?
You must agree, my dear fellow, that the coin has made a considerable journey since last night.
Let's see. Originally, it was the coin I was supposed to give to Iris to pay her for the herbs. But then, in our poker duel last night, it passed to you after you cheated your pants off, Mr. Sholmes.
Who gave it to Iris as spending money? But then I dropped it here sometime yesterday. And my beloved Roly found it a little while ago and picked it up.
Oh, before it was lifted from my pocket by this here diver.
I then used my favourite gun to show up the blood that was on it. I let slip about Sholmes' little scam in his card game last night.
The annulment of which resulted in the coin returning to the ownership of Mr. Naruhodo. Annulment?
Allowing me to pay Iris the money I owed her after all. For the herbs she'd bought in order to make Susie's special blend tea.
And now, after all that, the coin is resting safely in my pocket.
Until she drops it again.
Yeah.
Do you know? I feel like I'm missing a shilling. This is all very complicated.
Yeah. You're right. It was an adventure. But what were we
You might
supposed
even
to
say
take
it was an
away from
escapade.
it, eh?
That this 1 shilling coin belongs to Iris and Iris alone, I think.
I cannot fault your observation, Mr. Naruhodo.
Well, you know what they say. What goes around comes around.
Why do I get the feeling that Iris knew it was coming around to her from the very beginning?
Priceless, as they say. Well then, my dear fellow, how about this evening we indulge in some bitter tea and a bitter rematch? I'll even allow you to stake the coming month's spending money in advance.
Give me your goggles. I fold.
Iris's little theme in the background.
All right then.
Well, that took 40 minutes.
Okay, and now we're on to episode 8. This escapade takes place in the Old Bailey courtroom, where the defendant is none other than Sholmes himself.
Oh,
my
dear.
goodness. And the charge is a most mysterious murder. Ryunosuke naturally advocates for the defense against the unflappable Reaper, Lord Van Zeeks, the charlatan. But Sholmes' testimony calls the true culprit of the crime into question. It's hard to flip-flop between Sholmes and Van Zeeks because obviously my brain just
Date
melts.
unknown.
Oh no. Who knows when it happened? Perhaps it's in the future. Perhaps, oh my god, we've got a spare camera angle and everything.
Ooh.
Goodness me.
Oh, going in.
Your favourite gentleman is there? This court is now in session for the trial of Mr. HERLOCK SHOLMES.
Have we heard this music before?
I don't recognize it.
I don't think we have.
This is a most extraordinary case of murder. Counsels, I assume I may proceed.
Oh, yes. He's guilty. Goodbye. I'm going to go home. Yes, my lord. The defense is ready.
At your discretion, my lord.
Blay.
Very well. I hereby call on the prosecution to introduce the case.
The incident in question took place 2 days ago, late at night when the ground was blanketed with snow. The location of the incident was the residence of the accused, Mr. HERLOCK SHOLMES.
Indeed. The now famous address of number 221B Baker Street, was it?
The very same. The address may have enjoyed fame once, my lord, but will henceforth endure infamy for this grim crime.
Yes, sir. Well put. The victim, a certain Madame Rosie, was found asphyxiated on the accused's sofa.
Is
Oh,
that
dear.
is that a reference to the book? Someone is it Rosie? I can't remember.
Not sure.
My word.
Objection! But it's unclear as to whether the victim was actually killed in the defendant's suite or not. After all, when Mr. Sholmes left the room for only a brief moment, Madame Rosie somehow vanished herself out of his room completely.
Vanished herself, counsel? The victim?
Quite true, my lord. There is but one adjoining door between my drawing room and kitchen. Yet, having brewed some tea in the kitchen, I returned to find the room completely empty.
There was nobody else present.
Ordinarily, my fellow lodger Iris would have been at home. However, on the day in question, she had been invited to a meeting of a scientific society in the city.
And I thought to myself, there's nothing wrong with letting a 10-year-old girl wander the streets of the city unaccompanied.
She's quite able to take care of herself.
More than me most days.
I mean, honestly, I wonder who has the pants on in this relationship. It seems to be that she takes care of me.
I'm afraid you have a propensity for exaggeration, sir. You claim the victim vanished herself, but really, it seems to me entirely plausible that she chose to leave via the main entrance to your suite.
As it happens, my lord, the door to the accused's room was locked at the time, from the inside. It's what you might call a locked room scenario,
Again.
which I'm sure has not been mentioned before.
Oh, very true, Inspector. As such, I can say with considerable surety that the victim did not leave via my front door.
But what about, yes, she could have snuck out through a window.
Objection!
A top-hinged casement window,
Oh, for
even.
God's
The
sake.
windows in the room were not locked, it's true, and the victim had the opportunity. However,
That's a
However, there was snow all around the building outside, and not a patch of it had been disturbed.
exactly. Would my learned friend care to explain how the victim could have left without leaving a trail?
She levitated. Yes, that's it.
She levitated. No.
So, the victim, Madame Rosie, somehow vanished from the scene before she was killed.
Ah!
Naturally, I was alarmed by the sudden disappearance of my guest. So I summoned this gentleman, who resides in the attic room above my own, and we took a cab to Scotland Yard.
Darling.
No!
Scottish Yard, you
You've
beastie
gone and
bit
scuffed
fool!
Oh
it!
my goodness! Oh! Sorry, I just yep.
Scottish Yard!
I must hang my head in shame,
You must, for the
I-
rest of the week.
for I have ruined the bit.
Damn it, Pete!
After 50 episodes, I ruined the bit. I ruined.
I can confirm that the defendant called for me, and I saw his suite on my way downstairs. Though if I knew he was going to incorrectly name Scottish Yard, I wouldn't have bothered.
He went all the way to the wrong place. It was quite the
We
journey.
wound up in some place in London instead of Scotland. Quite frankly, I'm not sure where he thought he was going. And yes, I'm quite sure it was empty, just as Mr. Sholmes had said.
I do love the idea of like, quick, we got to get to Scottish Yard. They have to drive. They have to go all like, right, taxi, carriage to Scotland. All the way. Oh my goodness.
What seems to be the problem?
Aye, commutes are a real pain in the keister, but fortunately we don't have petrol back then, so you know it's
Petrol.
relatively cheap.
So what seems to be the problem? Well, I don't know. It happened 3 days ago. Anything could have happened by now.
I mean, it's far too late.
I think they might
Mr.
be dead.
Naruhodo, do you recall why we came all this way? No, I'm embarrassed to say that I don't.
After sleeping underneath the seat for 3 days.
Oh, God.
With my head in your lap, Mr. Sholmes, with my head in your lap, Mr. Inosuke, I honestly,
My
Mr.
goodness.
Naruhodo, I honestly can't remember a darn thing. Anyway, have you said this, Taylor? I was so distracted.
I have, yeah.
Yes, you did, yeah.
When we reached the yard, this very detective happened to be there.
And as you might imagine, I jumped for joy at the sign of seeing these two knuckleheads darkening my door.
I felt that wee headache coming on again like I keep getting.
That we had, it's never left.
Yeah, my uncle Mr. Migraine decided to come back for an unexpected visit. Well, yes, you see, I was just in my office for a while, having got back from some important business.
Oh, yes.
And then, having explained the situation to the inspector, we travelled back to Baker Street together over the course of 3 days in the carriage. At the time, there were no footprints in the snow around the building other than the ones we'd made.
Quite miraculous, really, considering it had been 3 days and it had been snowing constantly. I don't know how they'd managed to stay there.
Do I take it then, Counsel, that you personally witnessed the scene where the incident took place?
No, my lord. I went straight up to bed in my own room in the attic.
Well, this sounds like a conflict of interest. Should you be representing Mr. Jones?
Inspector Gregson, however, was met with a most blood-curdling sight. On Mr. Sholmes's sofa, the vanished Madame Rosie, motionless.
There we go. There's the Matt Berry.
Motionless.
So,
She was more motionless than my first wife.
Oh, God.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
I do.
The
It's
imp-
not safe for work.
The
so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, the implication is not good. Like a necro man. Anyway,
What?
so the victim was
I just
already-
mean that she never lifted a finger to help me in the kitchen. What were you thinking?
Oh, nothing at all. So, the victim was already dead when you discovered her, Inspector?
No, my lord. Not dead, but not far off it. She mustered all her remaining strength to say these dying words.
it was
Herlock
Herlock Sholmes who is trying to kill me. Please save me.
No. With her last remaining breath, she shouted, "Herlock Sholmes!" And then,
And then bleh.
And then she jumped into a corner first.
that's a Blackadder reference.
The rotter Sholmes will be the death of me.
Oh,
Ah, yes. I overheard that remark at the time, too. Delivered in a rasping voice, full of malice.
Was the tea just that bad then? Did he just make her a really, really bad cup of tea?
oh God.
No!
Those words indeed proved to be her last. The victim expired moments later, there on the sofa. The cause of death was identified as damage to the respiratory tract, as a result of strangulation.
These have all been super lighthearted, so it's like, why is this a murder now?
Yeah. Bit
Pray,
grim.
does the accused dare to contest the inspector's account? Certainly not. In fact, the inspector has done an unusually fine job of summarizing the salient points.
Oi!
Sholmes will be the death of me. And damning departing words indeed.
In her final moments, the victim named her killer. You, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
This reminds me of the time where, Mia Fey wrote Maya's name in blood
Oh,
to
God.
try and let her know what was going on. And I get, she was in her dying moments and didn't think about it, but she didn't really think for a second. It's like, this is really, really, really incriminating.
It's gonna be a very awkward channeling, isn't it? Like, yeah, Maya, sorry about that. Didn't mean to get you incriminated. You what?
I mean, it's all right because obviously Maya can never actually see her because she's always doing the channeling, so they never
That's
actually
true.
get a chance to speak. They'd have to write messages to each other.
God, that's a very awkward argument, isn't it? It's just
It's like channel her, write a note, then like
Go
I don't
back
know,
to normal.
Unchannel, read the note, write a response, channel her again.
Oh my god, it's like Yugi and Yami Yugi when they're fighting Pegasus.
Is that an actual thing? I've no idea. Didn't they?
I guess spoilers for Yu-Gi-Oh,
Oh,
but like,
no.
so Pegasus has this Millennium Eye thing that lets him see into it kind of like is the Herlock Sholmes thing actually, which just lets him cheat. He just is gavel, which just lets him blatantly cheat, and he's able to see into the hands of his opponents. But Yugi and Yami Yugi share the same body but have a different consciousness, so the way that they foil it is like one will play a card and then they'll switch to the other one, so that the other one doesn't know what card the first one played, so Pegasus can't read his mind and know what he's having.
I mean, that also
So, yeah.
sounds kind of weird though, because then you're not going to know what your own cards are.
Well, the idea was that they trusted each other enough to know that what they were playing was good.
Oh my goodness.
Essentially.
Okay.
Anyway,
Friendship prevails over all.
Friendship.
Oh my goodness me.
but the defendant had no reason to take the victim's life. Perhaps you could tell the court, Mr. Sholmes, who exactly this Madame Rosie was. Yes, because I'm actually curious as well.
Oh, yes, of course. Did I never mention her to you? I'm wondering if it's the woman in red.
No.
I'd extended an invitation to her that evening, though she is loquacious in the extreme. The most trivial of matters quickly becomes a quarrel. I was only too pleased to leave her presence to make tea.
Oh dear.
Great.
Selling it so far.
It would appear, then, that the accused did in fact have a motive for silencing his eristic guest permanently.
I've learned like so many words from
Yeah.
this game because I've got I thought I had a pretty
Heuristic.
good vocabulary, but I've got I don't have a Mickey what heuristic means.
No, all the other one. What
What's
was
the
it?
other one?
The one
Loquacious.
loquacious. Yeah, I've never heard that either.
Oh, that just means talkative.
Ah.
Can't say I've heard
What was
that.
the other one?
Er-
Again?
Heuristic.
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 Putting that tenuous motive aside, what about the other mysteries surrounding the case?
I'm inclined to agree with the defense. There remain a number of inscrutable details. The victim's alleged disappearance, and subsequent reappearance leaving no trail of footprints, for example.
That's right. The crime described by the prosecution could never have happened.
Yet the victim named the accused in her dying breath. It seems to me that my learned friend has overlooked a significant detail here.
Nonsense! What have I overlooked?
The man in the dock, the so-called Great Detective, all too frequently makes the following bold claim. There is no crime beyond the realms of possibility. No mystery beyond my powers of reasoning.
Well, you see, the thing is, it's not beyond his powers of reasoning, because he usually just makes things up to fit what he has. It's really a whole thing. It's like a mini game and everything. Like I've got to fix the entire mess. It's quite a pain.
And don't forget the spotlights. Don't forget all the stage lights that I have to set up. It's quite tiresome, you know. So, Mr. Sholmes, you will have no difficulty in explaining how the crime thus described could have taken place.
No, Herlock, please don't. Objection calls for speculation.
Therefore, I propose a toast to the great detective upholding his name. But of course, were I to put my mind to the matter, the crime would immediately appear to all present to be entirely feasible.
You see, what happened was, in the moments that I left to depart the room in order to make tea, the aliens came down and abducted her, then subjected her to a myriad of tests which involved seeing how long she could hold her breath for, after which time they redeposited her on my sofa before fleeing back to their extraterrestrial vessel.
Also, I found...
Please,
Sorry.
Mr. Sholmes, whose side are you on?
I was going to say I found what heuristic means.
Go on.
Someone who loves to argue.
Yeah.
Quite a common trait for someone who likes to debate.
Yeah.
I guess I'm heuristic then.
No, you aren't.
All you need to say is, no, even I can't think of a way that a crime like this could have been committed.
Let the accused's admission be noted by the court. Though the crime may appear impossible to us mortals of inferior mental capacity, this man alone
As the brain cell of stone.
claims to know exactly how it was done.
Hold it!
No, he doesn't.
Now hold on! That's a very fragile argument.
Thank you, counsels. I believe I've heard more than enough to proceed to my adjudication. The accused, Great Detective, did, in some inscrutable manner, willfully murder the victim, Madame Rosaire. I therefore find the defendant guilty.
Oh dear. Uh-oh.
Let this man be taken from this courtroom and, in some equally inscrutable manner, be sanctioned for his crimes. Court is adjourned.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh,
Hold
there we
it!
go. Bit late there, Ionosuke.
My lord, please.
But
Masturbation examination.
I have already cast my judgment. In all of the other cases, I haven't allowed you to proceed since then, so swivel, son.
The truth about the mystery surrounding this case are known to another besides the Great Detective.
What's this? Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo, you are coming along wonderfully. Wonderfully. You've deduced a fundamental truth about this case, I believe. Which would be, Detective, that the truth to this case is known only to the true culprit. Obviously. Is that not so, Gregson?
What? What? Well, I suppose, yes.
I love that pose. That
Yeah.
that particular one is like probably my favorite one of his. It's just
You don't mean... Are you suggesting, Mr. Sholmes, that you have an idea as to what actually happened that night?
an idea, my dear fellow. I could explain the entire incident from start to finish, with not a single detail omitted. Objection! It seems the detective has failed to grasp the situation. Pray, Mr. Reaper, which of us has truly failed to grasp the situation, I wonder? Then answer me this. You claim that prior to the incident, the victim suddenly vanished without a trace from your room. If so,
How exactly did Madame Rosie disappear?
Why, naturally, via the window. It was ajar after all.
What?
But that can't be. The room is a whole. I've never seen story with an E in there. Story above street level. And anyway, no prints were found in the snow.
There are any number of ways one could avoid leaving tracks in the snow, surely.
Great hell.
Such as?
She levitated.
Oh, for God's sake!
You called it, Taylor.
Really?
Such as flying, for instance. Have you never heard of Maximilian Galactica?
Oh, for God's sake.
My goodness me.
Please, let's not bring up the Big Berry Circus again. I'm still trying to recover from the last time.
A fatuous notion. And to where do you propose this victim flew, Mr. Sholmes?
Is it not entirely plain? To the culprit's abode, of course. For, having left my suite, that is clearly where Madame Rosie was murdered. Take a moment to consider the cruel irony, if you will. By her own volition, she flew directly to her death.
Objection! Do you forget, Detective? The victim's corpse was discovered on your own sofa.
No doubt because her killer... God, what the frick?
What is happening?
Carried her back there.
What?
Like, what?
I told you, aliens!
He's just fucking bananas.
But what about the lack of footprints in the snow again, then? There just weren't any. Other than our own from when we returned home ourselves.
Unless, like, what she's saying. Oh, is he? He's not trying to pin it on Runo, is he? On. He's not just saying, oh yes, she went back to the culprits upstairs. She went out the window, climbed up to his room, and came in, and then like Ryunosuke killed her, and then he brought her back down onto the sofa.
Oh my God.
That would
Oh,
kind of
not
explain
again.
it.
I've already been accused
no.
once of murder. Not again.
If by our
What?
If by our
What's that?
footprints you refer to your own and mine, you are quite right. But there were those of another. On the night in question, there was one other person who could have conveyed the victim to my sofa.
What? Good gracious. To whom do you refer, sir?
A man... Wrong voice. A man whose somewhat unavailing presence at the scene of the crime would be questioned by no one. Gregson.
Gregson.
Unavailing? You don't mean...
Indeed I do. A man who hastened to the scene of the crime upon learning of the incident at Scottish Yard, all the way from Scotland, no less. Namely... you,
What?
Inspector Gregson.
Oh, I didn't commit that murder, but there's about to be one committed right here in court, I can tell you.
When you arrived at my address on Baker Street, you were carrying the half-dead Madame Rosie with you.
I was what?
What?
You waited for a suitable opportunity and then laid the victim on my sofa.
Oh, I smuggled her in my chip paper, I did. I'm gonna take something heavy and...
He did? What?
But we were with the inspector when he arrived. How could he possibly have been carrying the victim? You would have noticed.
Oh, darn.
We would have noticed.
My dear fellow, a most obvious answer presents itself, does it not?
He was Madame Rosie the whole time.
The inspector is rarely, if ever, without his overcoat. The victim was simply conveyed in one of its many pockets.
I didn't realize you were having dinner with f***ing Tinkerbell.
That's gonna need a little gavel there, my.
Oh, I didn't know because I said it with an E instead.
I mean, it sounds pretty darn close.
With bloody Tinkerbell.
What on earth is this devilry? that even I am quite flabbergasted.
I'm so
But now I feel like I can't actually have a verdict because I just want to hear where this nonsense is going.
I fail to see what makes this detective great. But I can say one thing with great certainty. A human body cannot fit into the pocket of an overcoat.
Sholmes.
I believe you may all have fallen foul of a rather significant misapprehension. Is she going to be like like tiny, like a doll or something? I have no idea.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, it's just like it makes no sense.
Like, if they'd have not said that she spoke her last words, I'm like, was she a freaking miniature, like, teacup, freaking whatever it is? Is it teacup Yorkie? The really small
Is she like
dog.
is she like a Woody doll where she's got like a little string that plays the recording?
Oh, God.
Oh my God. There's a snake in my boot. It's like, I believe, Mr.
Sholmes will be the death of me.
Sholmes will be the death of me.
Zip. A body has been discovered.
No.
What? Madame Rosie was not
What?
a human.
No, what the...
Oh, was she a parrot?
Beg your pardon?
Was she a parrot? Was she a flipping parrot?
Get
Yes.
flashbacks if it is.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Something troubles you, perhaps.
Whatever gives you that idea? Exactly what sort of creature was Madame Rosie? But what sort of creature was Madame Rosie? We'll have to find out.
No.
Is it not apparent already?
Don't you
A
say?
parakeet a parakeet, of course.
So it appears we've lost a third of our trio. I guess I'm going to have to read Osuke now. What on earth? What on earth? Yeah, I've definitely got like flashbacks of like the case from Ace Attorney.
Yeah, it was just making me
Wow.
wonder if
This-
it was making me think of if the parrot was called Rosie, but maybe not. I was having a quick look up.
Oh, from the preview from Ace.
She wasn't. Was it Polly?
It was Polly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
the
Polly
obvious,
the
so just
parrot.
Polly wanted to crack.
Hey, at least we didn't have to interview it on the stand this time.
Well, yeah.
Couldn't afford to make that model, no.
Huh?
Indeed.
A most self-conceited, a most self-conceited specimen, in fact.
Parakeet?
She was an incessant talker, I must say. Her manner was quite intolerable at times. Wanted to turn every conversation to a quarrel. I thought to strangle the creature on more than one occasion.
But that's cruelty to animals, Herlock.
You had a quarrel with a parakeet.
But of course. Why else would she have chosen to fly from my window so uncordially that evening?
You're on to throw him away. Lock him up.
He's
the-
gone mad.
To the abode of the inspector here, beside me no less.
To Inspector Gregson's abode? But why?
Because that was the parakeet's home. Naturally.
What are you? What?
The inspector was called away from town for some days, so it was arranged that I would look after the bird. But it would appear that she was overcome with a sudden yearning for her keeper, thus prompting her flight from my comfortable suite to the inspector's office at Scotland Yard.
Pete!
You said it again.
Oh,
It's Scottish Yard.
sorry!
Diz, we have angry bagpipes for Gregson. We're gonna have angry bagpipes for the rest of Disillusion.
You mix it up where I work, laddie. I ought to come over here and smack you with this bundle of chips when I get done beating Herlock to death with me fists.
Well, Gregson, I believe it's high time you explained. Give us your account of what happened that night, sparing no details.
Oh, that migraine has suddenly come on again!
Give us your
lay down.
Give us your account of what happened that night, sparing no details, of course.
Give us a paracetamol or 2 or 5 at this rate, oi! Inspector Gregson.
Please don't say this is true.
Yeah, it was an accident. I got back from being away that evening, you see. I just walked through the door of my office. I never imagined Madame Rosie would be on her way back to the yard as well. I slammed the door shut behind.
Oh, no!
I slammed the door shut behind me just as she was trying to fly through it.
Oh no!
So Madame Rosie,
Got Lesqueet.
she got sandwiched between the door and the frame and fell to
That's
the
not a
floor.
sandwiching. That's chopping. Like, that's. It's like, it's not a sandwich.
That's a poor bird.
Ugh.
Oh.
Yikes.
Never to move again, because me. I'm surrounded by idiots.
Is that why she said that shows will be the death of me? Because that's what Gregson says.
Yo, yeah.
I feel that I have been hoodwinked.
I came back after 5 years of disappearance for this.
Well, I'll never. Although, what does occur to me is, why on earth are we in court? What on earth is this?
I'm missing my favorite.
I feel as if, Inspector, you were slightly remiss in not mentioning sometime before this point that this was a parakeet. I had to do something, and just when I was starting to think of a plan, you fellas arrived talking about some incident at Baker Street. I had to hide Madame Rosie in a hurry, so I stuffed her in my coat pocket and got in a cab with the pair of you.
The poor wee bird was covered in salt and vinegar.
She probably would have been delicious.
It's a good thing I'd got my 11 herbs and spices.
Oh! Don't think you're getting much off a parakeet.
What could possibly have motivated you to behave in such a manner, Inspector?
Lord Strongheart, sir. What? Lord Strongheart? Please tell me I didn't hear that right. It was the Lord Chief Justice who asked me to look after the bird in the first place.
Oh.
Oh dear.
She'd been living with the pigeons at the Supreme Court until then. But apparently the other birds had started to pick on her. So for the past 6 months or so, I've been caring for her in my office at the yard.
Oh, I see.
If anything happened to that bird, just imagine!
We don't have to imagine, it's happened.
You've told us.
No pay and no time off for the rest of my career! You mark my words, that's what's gonna happen! That's why well...
But the victim's dying words, Inspector. The court heard earlier that Madame Rosie spoke the name of her assailant on her deathbed.
I like that this judge apparently has nothing better to do, because surely at this point it's like, okay, you have wasted my time to a degree I did not think possible by human intelligence. Get out of my courtroom and do not come back, ever.
That rotter, Sholmes, will be the death of me. Indeed she did. Quite uncalled for, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, I don't know.
But those words are your true feelings, are they not, Inspector? I feel honestly quite upset.
I'm wounded.
Clearly you speak of me often at your office at the yard, in this disparaging manner, although I will say I am quite flattered that you think of me, that your mind comes to me so often. a manner that the merry parakeet took much delight in mimicking.
Well, come on! I mean, have you read this month's edition of Rant's magazine, eh? I'm not in it at all! Sorry!
This is absolutely true. Absolutely true.
No, just kidding.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
That angle is weird.
That's a weird.
I am not used to seeing
No,
him
I
like
don't
that.
like this angle. I don't like this angle.
Ray.
Something wrong, Lord Van Zeeks?
The entire last hour. No. Nothing.
I almost drifted off for a moment there.
Oh, was this all a dream?
Oh God, you hear me?
I almost drifted off for a moment there.
It's weird to like have him do it. It's like,
It's hard not to drift off when you've been kept waiting for 3 hours already.
I wonder if we'll manage to meet with Long Strongheart at all today. We may have to deliver the report on the Windybank case that he asked for on another day.
It's nearly sunrise. I must go to bed.
Tell me, Inspector, what became of that bird?
Ah, Madame Rosie, you mean? She had a narrow escape, but she's still alive. I delivered her back here not long ago, actually, on Lord Strongheart's orders. He's hoping the pigeons will accept her now.
It was something of a shock to hear that she'd been crushed in the doorway of your office. Especially as we're all under the misapprehension that Madame Rosie was a person.
Sorry about that. It was Lord Strongheart's demand that...
Ah, good. You're here.
I apologize for my tardiness. I'm exactly 3 hours, 24 minutes, and 57 seconds late.
Jesus.
Hey, that was how late I was for recording this morning.
It's true.
Oh, no, my lord. No, please don't trouble yourself. Nothing gives us greater pleasure than standing here doing nothing for hours on end. Ha ha!
Heartening. So, let's hear it then. Your report! And now this is where everyone hears that Van Zeeks and Strongheart are the same character.
The Windybank trial is concluded, but this is far from over. It seems that dark Far Eastern lawyer and I have some shared destiny. We will meet again. Of that I have no doubt.
Did you see that, Lord Van Zeeks? Did you? Madame Rosie went flying off among the pigeons there. Happy as Larry she was.
Really? Inspector? You must be relieved.
So is the bird, I guess the bird's alive, but
Yeah.
I thought she
They
was
thought
dead.
she
It
was
must
dead,
have been
but-
a dream.
Well, no, I don't think it's a dream.
No?
No. Nah.
It's a misunderstanding.
Time. Yeah.
Ace aficionado.
But was it a misunderstanding?
Who?
I don't know. We're probably not going to find out because this is the end of the escapade.
Yeah,
I don't
That's
think.
it.
I don't think we're ever gonna find out. Like, honestly, I have no idea what the hell I just witnessed. Like,
Yeah, that was a whirlwind.
so that was more like what I expected the escapades to be. Because in Ace Attorney 5 and 6, they've got these kind of like DLC episodes that are they're a bit bonkers. Like, they're sort of like a bit nonsensical and silly. These, I was surprised. I was expecting the same thing, but they're actually kind of, they fit in. Like,
Yeah.
it's almost like they actually perhaps did happen, which is kind of nice. It's because they're sort of a bit light-hearted and whatnot, but at the same time, they did seem to feel like they fit into the canon.
Yeah,
But that
it's that.
was more like the other ones. It was just complete nonsense.
Yeah.
And, as Sarah said, with that is that. And we are done, everybody. The escapades are over. And you
Indeed.
know what that means? That means next week it's time to get back into the serious plot of The
Ooh.
Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. Yes, it's time to find out what it was, what the meaning was behind all of those names.
Yes,
And all
indeed.
that.
So if you could, please resolve to come back here next week.
Indeed.
Oh, very
Yes.
good, very good.
Very good. So, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, dropping a comment down below. Did you enjoy this? Did you hate it? Did you wish the episode wasn't as long as it was? I kind of do, but whatever. And,
We all do.
Why don't you, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, share with your friends, tell your mum, whatever.
Tell your mum.
Kiss your dad square on the lips. I've ripped that from a podcast.
Yes,
Ignore
you
that.
have. Shameful.
And yeah, see you next time, folks.
See you in the next one.
And remember, don't name your parakeet after a person, because then if the parakeet dies, you're going to get framed for murder and you're going to go to court. And then if you go to court, just say from the get-go that it was a parakeet, it wasn't a person. just do that. Your lawyer will be much happier with you if you do it that way.